welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's, still calling it a calorie crush. Haven't crushed any calories, still calling it a calorie crush. Terrible, terrible week, food-wise. Really, really bad. I was out of control again. I don't know what triggers it, and that's what's annoying me. I want to touch on a couple of things that were mentioned in the comments. Sorry, I've got something in my eye, typically, just as I start recording. Hang on. I want to touch on a couple of things that were mentioned in the comments. A couple of you have asked in the comments last week, and possibly before as well, have I considered therapy to find out why I have problems with eating? And I did very briefly reply in the comments and say, you know, I do know where my problems stem from, but it's not something I'm willing to discuss openly on my channel. And that is the bottom line, is I do know where my problems stem from. When I say to you I don't know why I do this, I don't mean I don't know why I do this. What I mean is I don't know why I can't stop myself doing this. So I know where my problems stem from. I know where my problems with food come from. I've been through all of the looking back at the past, all of the stuff where you go back and you identify, done all of that. I know the why. But knowing the why isn't the answer to the how. So I know why I do what I do. I know why I have problems with food. I know where they stem from. I know what caused them. I know all of the contributory factors that led to me having issues with food. What I cannot get to grips with is why I now have this lack of willpower and self-control to deal with it now that I have analysed it. I've analysed it. I know why. I know the whys. I could go for any amount of analysis and be told the whys all over again, but I don't have the how of working on my own self-control, and it is self-control. Well, a few weeks ago somebody put in the comments, you know, losing weight is just self-control, and other people were a bit kind of narky about it and kind of leapt to my defence a bit, which I appreciate you leaving to my defence, although it's never necessary. But also that person was completely correct. It is self-control. I know it's self-control. What I don't know is how to work on my self-control to make that happen. It's easy to say this, but I'm incredibly easily led because I want to be led. I want to be led. You know, I'm not being dragged off path against my will. I want to be led. So yesterday, for example, I had already eaten my meals for the day, had about 300 calories left, and was thinking to myself, if I want a little snack later, I can have one. A friend came round for the evening and said, have you eaten? And I said, yes, yeah, I've had my tea earlier, and I had it a bit earlier. I said, oh, I was thinking we could get a Chinese takeaway. And I said, yes. Absolutely. Now, this is not her fault. Not her fault. And if she watches this, she'll blame herself. And it's not your fault. It wasn't your fault because I was the one who said yes. I should have said, no, I've had my tea, but you order something if you would like, or I can make you something from the kitchen if you would like, or whatever. You know, I didn't want her to sit there hungry. And in my head, it's like, oh, if I don't have a takeaway, then she won't have one. And then I'll feel bad because she wanted one and she didn't have one. But all of that is just excuses for me to do what I really want to do anyway. It's not really guilt. It's not really empathy or feeling sorry. It's an excuse for me to go, well, that's it. Now, if I tell myself that it's an altruistic gesture, then I can have a takeaway. It was all right. I enjoyed what I ate. It was okay, but it wasn't really worth the bust of an extra 1,000 calories on an already completed day of eating. And I should have been stronger with myself, not with her, but I should have been stronger with myself. I said, no, I've already eaten. You don't need to do that, Carla. So that's the kind of thing that I need to work on, is if somebody else even briefly suggests food, I leap on that suggestion as a free ticket for me to have more food, even if I've already eaten. So we've already talked about the fact that I don't make choices, I just have all of it. If I have to choose between 2 cakes, I'll have both cakes. And I am quite happy to overeat. I'm quite happy to put food into a stomach that isn't hungry, because I enjoy the food. I enjoy the eating. I enjoy the sensation of the eating. I enjoy the tastes and the flavours. I don't particularly enjoy the feeling over fullness. You know, some people want to eat until they feel like they're physically full, and that's not a thing with me. It's not that I want to feel physically. I don't ever feel empty, really. It's that I'm enjoying the actual eating process. I'm enjoying the thing while I'm eating it. So I could eat a huge piece of cake, and then because I enjoyed eating that huge piece of cake, I had another huge piece of cake despite not being hungry. And I then would look at the last, maybe I'd cut a cake into 3 large pieces, and I've eaten the first piece because I wanted it, and the second piece because I enjoyed this first piece, and then the third piece because now I've got to finish it up. So those are some quite complex reasons for me to eat an entire cake. And when I say reasons, there's going to be people watching go, you don't need a reason, blah, blah. And what I mean is this is my justifications. These are the justifications I give myself. So the first piece I want it. The second piece I have because the first piece was so nice. And the third piece because now I've eaten 2/3 of a cake. So now I need to finish it and get that over and done with. And once it's done with, I can forget about it and move on. I can't move on from a partially eaten thing, and I don't know how to deal with that. And again, I can tell you what it's all about. It's all, that definitely links back to finish what's on your plate, eat it all up. Eat it all up. You're not leaving the table until it's all gone and stuff like that. But there's so much more that I am not prepared to unpack on my channel regarding childhood issues. So much more that I'm not prepared to have discussed. So much more. So that was one of the things that I wanted to touch on. And then there was something else and I can't remember. I'm going to take a second and read back through last week's comments and see if the one that I wanted to mention jumps out at me. Bear with. I can't find the specific comment that I'm trying to remember. But okay, I've turned the camera back on to record this bit and I'm going to slot it back into the footage. And so if it seems a bit disjointed, that's why, because I remembered at the end what it was, the comment that I wanted to comment on. So, bloody hell, I've forgotten it again. I know what it is. I know what it is. It was about weighing every day. A couple of you said, oh, I've noticed on your little app that you weigh every day. You shouldn't weigh every day. Don't do that. Don't do that because you fluctuate. I know you fluctuate, but it affects my mindset. The week when I weigh every day, I am eager to see the scales the next morning. If I haven't got an improvement on the scales, it spurs me on to get one the following day. If I have got an improvement, I'm pleased and it spurs me on to carry on. So weighing every day actually really, really works for me. I'm not telling you it worked for you, I'm telling you it works for me. This week, I didn't weigh. I didn't weigh every day. You know why I didn't weigh? Because I didn't want to see what the scales would say. I knew I'd been misbehaving. I didn't want to see what they would say. And so I didn't get on them. And because I hadn't got on them, I was able to carry on misbehaving. Because I can do it later in the week. So weighing daily really helps me. It might not help you, but it helps me. That was the comment I wanted to comment on. I'm going to slot this bit in somewhere. But reading through, just to touch on the food diary thing, the majority of you said you're quite happy with the new food diary format. You'd like it to be on the screen a bit longer. Okay, I can do that. Not this week. I have lost a load of the footage from this week. I've lost, I've had a nightmare with my phone this week. I lost all of the pictures that I had done in the pic collages for food diary. Right up from Monday to Friday, I lost all of them. And when I lost all of them, I didn't bother recording Saturday and Sunday because I was like, what's the point? I also lost a load of eBay drafts. I lost a load of eBay photographs I'd taken. I lost some photos of Molly that I can't give out. And I did not have my deleted items backup folder on, so they're not even in there. So I've had a bit of a nightmare with my phone this week and there is no food diary. I did get on the scales this morning. I haven't lost weight. That footage coming up right now. Apologies for the black blur at the side of the screen. I had my thumb over the lens. Last week I weighed 298 pounds. This week it's 303 pounds. So the scales say 303. Last week they were 298. So that's a £5 gain. It's entirely possible that is entirely fat gain this week after the way I've eaten, but also one leg is like a bloody balloon again. So maybe some of it will come back off. I don't know. I don't know. This, I'm to the point of chucking this out the window. I've taken the things on and off it so much. I am now heavier than I was again at the beginning of the year. I don't know what I'll be next week. It's not the weight loss board's fault, by the way. It's nobody's fault but mine. I'm very much aware of this. I know who the culprit is. Certainly the HRT is beginning to help, I think, with the brain fog. I feel a little bit, and the weather improving is helping hugely. We've got sunshine out there today. I haven't had to put the light on in the office, although now it's gone a bit overcast and perhaps I should have done. But, you know, the weather improving has lifted my mood. But, oh, I know what the other comment was. It was along the lines of taking more exercise. Perhaps I could take the dog out more. The dogs would like to go more. The dogs do go twice a day. I don't take them twice a day. I take them, we take it in turns. We have a rota for the dog walks and we take it in turns. So each of us does 2 days on and 1 day off. And the dogs go twice a day, every day, regardless. So it's not that the dogs aren't getting enough exercise before I go into this, but also I physically cannot do more walking than I am already doing at the moment. I am in a bad way. This knee is completely, it's buggered. This knee is absolutely knackered now. I'm limping again. I'm sitting every couple of minutes. When I sit down, I scream. When I stand up, I scream. It's bone on bone now. It's in a really bad way, and I physically cannot walk more than I already do. I'm not going up the top field at the moment, partly because the ground is slippery and because I'm already a bit unstable. I'm very much worried about falling because you have to go up. I guess I'm lucky that most of my work involves sitting down, but also I don't think that helps either because I think I seize up more when I sit down for long periods. So who knows what is best? I don't know. Anyway, thank you for joining me for today's No Calories Crushed. There's nothing. The thing is, all you guys are just so supportive, and I love how supportive you are. And you always try and say things that can help, that will help, and I don't think anything can help me. I think if I was a horse, you'd shoot me round about now. If I was a horse, I'd eat hay. You never see a fat horse, do you? Maybe I'll go on the hay diet. I'm pretty sure that's the thing. I'm rambling again. It's not that I don't want you guys to comment. I love that you are supportive and that you comment, but I read the comments and I feel like I've tried everything. I've tried all the things you're suggesting over and over again. What I need is some really focused willpower. That's what I need. And that's what I'm struggling with. And if anybody can send me a barrel of that, that'd be great. I will see you next week. Take care. Bye for now.